in live. This is going to be good. Let me tell you, I'm focused on how to reinvent yourself on LinkedIn. You know, what I find is most people take their old you and bring it to a new platform like LinkedIn, and it doesn't acclimate or integrate, and it just lends itself to more of a headwind than a tailwind, let's say. So let me share my experience. When I ventured onto LinkedIn, I had already retired from pretty successful business that generated 400 million in sales that started with a car loan. Another story, another time. But with that said, when I came to LinkedIn, I came to it as if it was a new land with a new language and new culture, and I wanted to start with a clean slate. What that allowed me to do is reinvent myself and apply myself to LinkedIn to the who I was then instead of who I was before, and trying to translate it into this. It's not a good fit. And the primary reason it's not a good fit is because LinkedIn is based on demonstrating trust, value, support in order to gain trust and confidence and likability from others. So you got to start out serving, not expecting people to serve you, or in the physical world, being in a position where you ask, take what you need or pay for. You know, this is a competition about 810 million people on this platform. On the other side of the coin, which is in your favor, a very small percentage of people do anything. And even a smaller percentage do it right or consistently. But that's another story. So really, what do you do? Well, take inventory. I'm always taking inventory. My background was e-commerce and marketplaces like Walmart and Amazon. So to me, everything was numbers. And that's how, there's a saying, you can't manage what you can't measure. So on LinkedIn, the key to it is really deciding who you always wanted to be, but for whatever reason couldn't or wouldn't. Now it's fresh. Nobody knows you here in new land. Doesn't mean you make up a phony persona. You start to demonstrate your authentic you, the best you have. And that's what you bring to the table. And people don't, the past does not have to define the future. Where you are today is because of what you did in the past. Where you'll be tomorrow is what you do today. And to me, LinkedIn is one of the greatest opportunities, and LinkedIn Live with LinkedIn is amazing. So anyways, that's what I'm doing. And what I share with people is what I do. And what I do, if you do what I do, you should get what I get. And you should turn LinkedIn around to be a tailwind. And as we go forward, what do you determine when you take inventory what the real you is? Well, first of all, what are you passionate about? What are you aligned with? It may not be the things you do best, but the things you do best may be the things you don't want to do again. So that's key, because where you start is a good indication of where you're going to finish and how you start. So that's what I would do. What do you want to do? What value can you bring to somebody else? And that's the other part of the equation people miss. Nobody wants anything to do with you until they know what's in it for them. And they want to know what's in it for them before they even think about what's in it for you. So the idea is value them, respect them, do a little bit of research, check their profile, follow their post. You can't get quality and just rush right through it without knowledge and experience. And that's where collaboration comes in. So with that said, what I always recommend is support people if you like what they do. And if you like what they do, supporting them is a lot easier, and it's actually something to look forward to. The key then will be, will they respond? Out of guilt and obligation, if you're the best commenter they have, if you're giving them third-party validation, because when you comment, not only do you comment to them, you comment to everybody who watches their posts and comments also. And all of a sudden, you're the leader of a group you just entered just because you're doing a step or two ahead of putting in a little bit of thought, showing you actually read or watched whatever publishing they put out there, and recommendations or experiences to align with it. And then when you finally have that conversation, hopefully, you're at a peer level instead of reaching up and hoping for a favor. So to move on with this whole strategy, let's say, mostly mindset, it's really this is a wonderful opportunity for you to hire yourself as the best you for yourself. And you got to ask yourself, how hard are you working? How confident are you in your attitude when you go to work? What is the projection you're putting out there? Are you waiting for something to happen to make something happen? You know, it's like the story of yelling at a stove and say, give me fire and I'll give you wood. It works just the opposite. So, you know, when you go look at your profile, what are you saying? What are you sharing? And more importantly, what value do you bring? Because it's a marketplace. And if you show up with nothing, what do you think someone's going to put it in there for you and pay you for it? Not going to happen. So anyways, become the best you can. Use LinkedIn as a new land, new culture, new language. Be the person you always wanted to be, but for whatever reason didn't have the opportunity. Make the opportunity. Create the opportunity. Proactivity, not reactivity. So anyways, polish up your profile. It is your brand. You know, ask yourself, why would somebody want something to do with me? And whatever that is, overserve it for a while. Have patience. It's a long game. Million things. With that said, go to doncohenconsulting.com, shortcut the process, get on the fast track. You could be where I am in 30 days as far as strategy, direction, and moving towards experience. So if you want to really get away from the crowd, distinguish and differentiate yourself, go to doncohenconsulting.com. I've got 2 programs, both amazing values, and they include LinkedIn Live. So with that said, have a terrific day. Look forward to talking tomorrow, and you never know.